Thank you.
Quake, target acquired. Permission to seize the asset. Quake? Quake?
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
I'll take it as a yes.
I swear I don't get paid enough for this. My phone. Where's the box? What the? Ow! What was that for? Shh. But
dead players don't talk.
But I'm not playing a game. Fine, hit.
Andrew, get down from here now!
What?
Dude, why are you up there? Get down, we got another complaint from HR.
How'd they find out?
The camera's right there, dumbass, get down! First produced in 1997, the Walther P99 was a compact striker-fired pistol developed for law enforcement as a replacement for the Walther P5 and P88. In fact, it was one of the first pistols released by Carl Walther after the company's acquisition by none other than Umarex. Bet you didn't know that. While the P99 did enjoy success in those markets, it is best known in popular culture for being the stealthy pistol of choice for Pierce Brosnan's James Bond in his latter 3 movies, as well as being featured in various video games. Non-blowback pistols, on the other hand, have undergone somewhat of a revival in recent years, primarily dominated by the Tokyo Marui MK23. The P99 is no stranger to airsoft, and in fact this particular NBB was actually first released in the early 2000s, but is being re-released likely to capitalize on the demand for truly silenced pistols for all you sneaky airsoft players out there. After all, can't let Marui have all the fun, can we? So let's start off with the elephant in the room here. The Maruzen P99 NBB is a non-blowback pistol, which means its slide is fixed and does not reciprocate back and forth. This is obviously not very realistic, but what you lose in realism, you make up with a significant reduction in noise because of the lack of slide movement. This is further enhanced by the included foam line suppressor, which reduces the sound by another 50%, which we'll get into it further on. Externally, the P99 features fully licensed markings from Carl Walther on both sides of the slide, the grip, and even markings on the magazine itself. However, the non-moving side is plastic in order to comply with Japanese gun laws. However, it does make the gun quite a bit lighter. On top of the slide is a hop-up adjust right between the slide and the outer barrel, which will require quite a small flathead screwdriver in order to adjust. Just beneath the slide is a push-through safety that's easily accessible with your forefinger. The ambidextrous magazine release is located just next to the trigger and can be released by your thumb, allowing for quick reloading. The polymer grip itself has a really comfortable, compact shape with nice raised, knobbly, pimply textures made of a very sturdy polymer. It's ergonomic, fits right into your hand, And the rear grip panels can be exchanged with other panels sold separately. Over to the trigger. Being a non-blowback gun, we have a fully fledged double action trigger that's inevitably going to be very mushy. So I don't recommend you competition shooting with it. What's funny is that, like the real weapon, there is a cocking indicator at the rear. But this being a double action NBB, there's no way to cock the gun. So the indicator simply just goes back and forth whenever you pull the trigger. It's actually quite funny. As mentioned earlier, the P99 comes included with a proprietary foam line suppressor that screws on with an 11mm clockwise thread. In addition, the gun also comes with a small weapon light mounted on the front rail. The light is actually surprisingly bright for its size. However, it can only be activated by twisting the front and lacks a pressure switch, making its utility somewhat limited. But you know what? Enough talking. Let's just test the thing, shall we?
And now for the Chrono. In this, as always, we're using 0.2 gram BBs with RWA green gas.
And now for the range test. As usual, I'll be shooting at a paper target 15 meters away from a standing, unsupported position. Safety off, range is hot, let's do this. Gun is clear. That was actually quite good. Very accurate, very quiet, as it should be. One thing I've noticed was that the trigger pull, while mushy, because it's an NBB, is actually significantly lighter than certain other NBBs, which does make it very, very competitive compared to the others. The small compact size is very light, very easy to handle. And the grip, like over here, completely ergonomic, fits really, really well. So I'm really interested to see how well I do, especially considering 15 meters is actually quite a distance for handguns. Let's go check it out, shall we? All right, let's take a look over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are far enough to count as flyers, so I'll exclude them from the diagram. Speed up over here. Not bad. Not bad at all. Personally, I believe that this sort of accuracy is achievable mainly because the M99 is a non-blowback pistol. There's no slide racking, there's no recoil, the barrel's in the same place, and you're just simply getting gas fed at a very, very consistent rate. But even then, it's still impressive. Now, obviously, this is a silenced pistol. It's why we have it. So I think we should actually go around and actually test how silent it really is. In this test, we're going to be examining how much quieter the P99 NBB is compared to a typical gas blowback pistol. I have a simple decibel phone app over here, but I want you to pay attention to the difference between the numbers when I test first the 1911 Kimber over here, then the P99 NBB, and then the P99 NBB suppressed. Let's see how it goes. So as you can see from that test we just had, there is a clear difference in measurable volume between the typical gas blowback pistol, the unsuppressed P99 NBB, and the suppressed P99 NBB, which is quite interesting to actually see in person. Now granted, that was just a typical phone app that I used on my phone, but the difference in person is pretty stark. So how does the P99 NBB rank overall? Let's go through our typical 5-star rating system. For fun factor, we give the P99 a 3.5 stars out of 5. Its mushy trigger and the lack of blowback sort of harms its enjoyability for shooting. However, that is countered by the actual quietness of the pistol, which is obviously its biggest feature. On realism, while its externals are pretty solid, the plastic slide, lack of blowback, double action trigger, and the non-functional cocking indicator does not help with its realism, earning the P99 just 2.5 stars out of 5. However, we give performance an impressive 4.5 stars out of 5. The lack of blowback means this gun is not only pretty powerful and accurate, but gives the P99 exceptional gas efficiency. On build quality, while the P99 is solid and well-built gun, this plastic slide just pushes it out of a higher score. So we'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. For value, we give this an excellent 4.5 out of 5. You'd think that such a high score would be unusual for a gun with a plastic slide. But let's not forget that for just $140, the Maruzen P99 includes both a working flashlight and a fully functional suppressor, making it fairly good value for money compared to others. Collectability-wise, while the Maruzen P99 has been in production for several decades at this point, a silenced NBB is still a pretty niche gun, used mainly by snipers and sneaky players. So it's still going to be a rarity on the field, earning it a 4 out of 5 stars. Overall, the Maruzen P99 earns a decent overall score of 3.5 stars out of 5. That being said, I have to preface this is an overall score. If you're a player that's more sneaky or a sniper, you're probably going to rank this significantly higher because it's going to be more suited for your playstyle. So in the end, it's really down up to you. So let's hand it over to you guys. What are your thoughts on the Maruzen P99 NBB? Let us know in the comments below. And for these cool products and many more, visit us at www.redwolfairsoft.com. This is Andrew, out.